let's discuss this case study on material costing, which is a very good case study. This case study is going to test your basic understanding of the concepts and how to apply those concepts, right? So let's see the case scenario without wasting any time. Let's start with this. The purchase committee of A Limited has been entrusted to review the material procurement policy of the company. The chief marketing manager has appraised the committee that the company at present produces a single product X. Now, what they are saying, this product X is a raw material or a finished good. They say this company produces this product X. So this product X is your FG, that is finished good, by using two raw materials A and B in the ratio of 3:2, right? So this is the proportion in which the A and B two raw materials are being used to manufacture one unit of product X. Material A is perishable in nature and has to be used within 10 days of the goods received. Otherwise, the material becomes obsolete. So this material A is to be used within the 10 days. Otherwise, after 10 days, you cannot use that material. Material B is durable in nature and can be used even after 1 year. So material B, nothing to worry about material A. You have to worry only about material A only, right? Nothing to worry about material B, sorry. Material A is purchased from a local market within 1 to 2 days of placing the order. Material B, on the other hand, is purchased from the neighboring state and it takes 2 to 4 days to receive the material in store. Now, what is this 1 to 2 days and what is this 2 to 4 days? This is your lead time that is given to you, right? This is your lead time. The purchase price of per kilogram of raw material A and B is rupees 30 and rupees 44 respectively, exclusive of taxes. So this is the purchase price per unit of the raw material is given. To place an order, the company has to incur an administrative cost of rupees 1200. Now what they say, to purchase an order, this is what 1200 is what? This is your ordering cost. Now, this ordering cost is total ordering cost or it is for one order. Read the line very carefully. They say to place an order. That means for one order. This is ordering cost per order, right? After that, carrying cost for material A and B is 15% and 5% respectively. Okay. At present, material A is purchased in the lot of 15,000 kg to avail 10% discount on the market price. So what is the current policy of the company? The current policy is the company is purchasing material A in the lot of 15,000. That is, in one order, they buy 15,000 kg of material A. Why? Because on the bulk quantity, they are getting a 10% discount from the supplier. GST applicable for both the material is 18% and the input tax credit is availed. Now, if the input tax credit is available, so if whether the GST is applicable or not, whether the GST is relevant or not. No, sir, GST is not relevant if the input tax credit is available. So this GST point is not relevant for us. The sales department has provided an estimate that the company could sell 30,000 kg in January 2024 and also projected the same trend for the entire year, right? So this 30,000 kg is regarding what? The finished good or the raw material? This is regarding your finished good that you will be able to sell or company will be able to sell 30,000 kg of finished good. Clear with this? Now, the ratio of input and output is 5:3. What is input and output? They say that if you input 5 units of raw material, 5 units of raw material, sir, which raw material? Sir, both the raw materials combined, A and B. If you input 5 units of the raw material, what is the output that you get? That is 3 units of FG. Right, so this is what is given to you, that to get 3 units of the finished good, you need 5 units of the raw material. Company works for 25 days in a month and the production is carried out evenly. Fine, sir. The following queries or calculations are to be kept ready for the purchase committee's reference. Let's see now what are the MCQs which are there. For the month of January 2024, for 1 month, what would be the quantity of the materials to be requisitioned for both material A and B? That means how much of the material A and B will be required for this particular month. Now, just try to understand. What I will say is, just pause the video here, go through the case study once again on your own. Go through the case study and then we'll start. Okay. Now I'm assuming that you have gone through this complete case study question once. Now they say they are asking for the requirement of A and B. The requirement of the raw material will depend upon what? The requirement of the raw material will depend upon that how much is required for consumption in the finished good. And the consumption in the finished good is dependent upon what? It is dependent upon how many units of the finished good you want to produce, and the number of units to be produced of the finished good is dependent upon what? It is dependent upon the number of units to be sold. So do you have the number of units to be sold? Yes, sir. You have the number of units to be sold. That is 30,000 kg. So we'll start with this, will become the starting point now, right? So what we are saying is, we are saying that sale is going to be 30,000 kg. Now, can you tell me that for manufacturing this 30,000 kg, how much of the total raw material will be required? I'm not asking about A, I'm not asking about B, I'm asking to manufacture this 30,000 kg, how much of the total raw material will be required. For that, what is the information that is given? That is the input output ratio that we will use here. What is given? They say for 3 units of Fg, 5 units of the raw material are required. So what they are saying, 3 units of Fg, how much of the raw material is required? 5 units of raw material is required. What I am asking is, for 30,000 units of Fg, how much of the raw material will be required? Is this point clear? I'm not talking about individual materials. I'm talking about the total raw material, right? So from here we get total of 50,000 raw material, kg of raw material will be required to manufacture 30,000 units of finished goods. Now out of this 50,000, how much of the A will be required and how much of the B will be required? Now we will use this information. What is given here? They say these are used in the proportion of 3:2. First I calculated what? First I calculated what is the total raw material that is required. I'm saying 50,000 is the total raw material that is required. Now in which proportion you are going to use this A and B? That is in the proportion of 3:2. Right? So you will distribute it in the ratio of 3:2. That is 30,000 kg of A and 20,000 kg of B. So this will be the raw material that will be required in the month of January to manufacture 30,000 kg of the finished goods, right? So what will be the answer here? The answer here is option D, that is 30,000 and 20,000 kg respectively. I hope this is clear. Sometimes you will have to think backwards, right? Okay, how much of the material is required? Material requirement is dependent upon what? It is dependent upon the number of units to be produced, right? And number of units to be produced is dependent upon what? It is dependent upon the number of units to be sold. Number of units to be sold is given to you. Clear? Now, next, what is the EOQ? What is the EOQ for both the materials A and B? For EOQ, what we need the requirement. This is what? Just now, be very careful here. This is what? Is this your annual requirement or is this your monthly requirement? What was the first part asking for? The first part was asking for only for the month of January. That 30,000 units is only for what? Read here. In the January 2024, you will be selling 30,000. So we have calculated for this 30,000 kg that how much of the raw material. So this is your monthly requirement. This is not your annual requirement. Please be very careful. This is what? This is your monthly requirement. Now, when you talk about the EOQ, how we can calculate EOQ is under root of 2 multiplied by what? Multiplied by annual requirement, that is 30,000 multiplied by 12 multiplied by what is the ordering cost that is given per order, that is 1200, divided by what will be the carrying cost per unit per annum. Carrying cost per unit per annum for A, the price is 30 rupees, isn't it? And the carrying cost percentage is 15%. So it will be 15% of 30. And for B, it will be 2 multiplied by 20,000 is your monthly requirement, multiplied by 12, multiplied by ordering cost is 1200, divided by 5% is the carrying cost given on the value of 44. So 5% of 44 rupees. Is that clear? Yes. Any doubts in this? So the answer that you will get here is, for this, for A, you will get the answer that is 13,856. Just verify the answer once. 16,181. So are we getting anywhere this? Yes, sir. So we are getting here option A, that is 13,856 kg. This is what? This is your EOQ. This is the optimal quantity that should be ordered. Is that clear? Very important. The basic concepts are very, very important, right? Fine, sir. Now, what they are asking for next they are asking for what is the maximum stock level for material A. Now, what is your maximum stock level tells you? The maximum stock level tells you that what is the maximum stock at any point of time that you should be having for this particular material A. How do you calculate the maximum stock level? Now, I'm asking you the formula for maximum stock level. Very, very simple. Maximum level is defined by reorder level plus reorder quantity minus minimum consumption into minimum lead time. Right, so this is what is there. Fine, sir. Now for this calculation, do you have the reorder level? No, sir. So the first thing that we'll have to calculate here is, for this, again, we'll have to calculate reorder level. What is reorder level? Reorder level says maximum consumption multiplied by maximum lead time. Maximum consumption multiplied by maximum lead time. Now, how will you calculate maximum consumption, sir? See, what is the monthly consumption for material A? The monthly consumption is 30,000 kg. That we have calculated, that what is the monthly consumption, right? What you need is, okay, first, what is the lead time? Forget about consumption. What is the lead time here? Lead time you have for material A, the lead time is given here, that is 1 to 2 days. What we need is maximum lead time, that comes to 2 days, right? So this comes to 2 days. Now what you need, this, if the lead time is given in days, what should be your consumption? Now you need, what is your consumption per day? This maximum consumption you need is what? Now you needed this consumption per day. How will you calculate per day consumption? Sir, I know in 1 month the consumption of material A is 30,000 kg. Yes. Sir, how do you get to know this 30,000? Sir, from here I know 30,000 kg. This is what? This is your monthly consumption itself, no, monthly requirement itself. Okay. So what I want is per day. This is monthly. And here it is given that in 1 month, the company works for 25 days. So if I divide it by 25, will I get the per day? Yes, sir. So 30,000 divided by 25 multiplied by 2. So this comes to, reorder level comes to 2400 kg. Right? Okay. So now we can calculate. Now reorder level is 2400 kg. Plus, this should be reorder quantity, not reorder level. I have written twice. This is reorder quantity. What is the reorder quantity? Reorder quantity defines what? The reorder quantity defines that what is the quantity this company is ordering. Now, this company is ordering what? This company is not ordering at EOQ. This company is ordering how much? This company is ordering 15,000 kg. Minus, what will be the minimum consumption? Read the case study carefully. Anywhere it is given the maximum level of consumption, the minimum level of consumption, or the average level of consumption? No, sir. Right? So per day consumption is going to remain same. Minimum lead time is what? Minimum lead time is 1 day. Right? Minimum consumption, maximum consumption, everything is same here. That is 30,000 for the month divided by 25. So if separately the maximum consumption, minimum consumption is not given, so we assume it to be same. Is that very much clear? So this comes to how much? This comes to 16,200 kg. 16,200 kg. Right. So is the answer there? Yes, sir. 16,200 kg is the answer. That is option D. Are we done with this? Now I'm saying this option is wrong. Sir, You solved everything and now you are saying this option is wrong. Yes, this option is wrong, sir. Why? Sir. Now here comes a very, very important concept, very, very important logic here. Read this line very carefully. He says material A is perishable in nature and has to be used within 10 days. Otherwise, it will become obsolete. Now, what is the maximum stock that the company should be holding? What is the maximum stock? Now think within the the parameters of this particular line. Now think about it. What should be the maximum stock that the company should be carrying? Now tell me, sir, the maximum stock that should the company should be carrying is 10 days stock, because if they are carrying the stock for more than 10 days, that means that extra stock will become obsolete. It will not be usable, isn't it? After, if you are carrying a stock which is of more than 10 days, that means that extra stock that you are carrying will become obsolete. You can't use that. So the company should be carrying a maximum of 10 days stock. So we'll see whether this 16,200, whether this is a 10-day stock or not. Right? So what I'm saying here is, or maximum stock level is or 10 days stock, or 10 days stock. So now what is your 10 days stock? That is 30,000. What is the per day consumption? 30,000 divided by 25. What is the 10 days consumption? What is your 10 days consumption? That comes to 12,000. Now tell how much of the stock the company should be carrying, whether the company should be carrying 16,200 or whether the company should be carrying 12,000. What should the company be carrying? Sir, the company should be carrying the lower of these two, right? Lower of the two should be lower of the two should be selected as product A, as product A is perishable in nature, right? Now you get the point that if you will hold the stock, if you carry this 16,200, you will be able to use only 12,000. The remaining 4,200 will become obsolete. You will not be able to use it. So the company says we will carry only that much. Now we should carry. The maximum stock level tells you what? The maximum stock level tells you that the quantity that the company should be carrying, right? So the company should be carrying the lower of the two. Is that very much clear? This is a very, very important point, right? So that's why I'm saying the answer 16,200 is not correct. The answer should be 12,000. Now, the ICAI will be playing very smartly by providing you both the answers, right? By providing you both the answers. And in the exam, you will be extremely happy that, sir, we got this answer. We got it absolutely right. And you will come back and tell me that, sir, my MCQs are absolutely correct. And when the marks will come, because of this thing, you will lose the marks. That's why I told you that this case study is going to test your application of the concept, how you read the case study and how you apply that case study. So can these kind of a case studies can be asked in the examination? 101% this kind of case studies can be asked in the examination. No doubt about it, right? So mind you. Okay, let's come to the next part. Now he says calculate, very important part. Next part is important. He says calculate the savings or the loss in the purchase of material A if the purchase order quantity is equal to EOQ. Now this is what? This is the evaluation of EOQ versus non-EOQ. Non-EOQ is what? What the company is doing right now. The company is ordering 15,000, whereas the EOQ says what? The EOQ is 13,856. Now you have to evaluate 13,856 versus 15,000. What should the company do? What is the company's savings or the loss? Okay, so this evaluation is going to be what? This evaluation is going to be EOQ versus non-EOQ. Now this is going to be a very interesting evaluation. Listen to it very carefully, right? So what are the number of units here? Under the EOQ, units are 13,856 and for non-EOQ it is 15,000. What is your annual requirement? what is the annual requirement of this material? The annual requirement is 30,000 in 1 month divided by 12, right? So that comes to 3,60,000, and here also 3,60,000, isn't it? This is your annual requirement. Now if I ask you to calculate number of orders, if I ask you to calculate number of orders, how will you calculate? Sir, you will say very simple, sir. 3,60,000 divided by 13,856. Right? Here it will be 3,60,000 divided by 15,000. Sir, very simple. What kind of simple questions you are asking? Now I'm saying this is again wrong. This is again wrong. Right? I know you people are going to be angry with me, sir. You are writing first. This is the concept that you taught us. Now you are saying it is wrong. Yes, it is wrong. Again, why it is wrong? It is wrong again because of this line only, 10 days line only. Why? Now, in case of EOQ, you are saying that you will order 13,856 units, right? My question to you is, will you be able to use this 13,856 units? We are talking about material A. We are talking about material A, which is perishable in nature, which should be used within the 10 days. We are saying in the previous part, we are saying that the company should be carrying the stock which is equivalent to 10 days. Now this 13,856 is a stock for more than 10 days. Will you be able to use the complete stock? No, sir. You will be able to use only 12,000 units. The remaining units will become obsolete, isn't it? Now, once you have used 12,000 units in 10 days, the remaining units are obsolete. That means after you have utilized 12,000 units, you have to place a fresh order, isn't it? Because you are using only 12,000 units, not 13,856. So the number of orders to be placed should be calculated using 12,000 and not 13,856, because you are not using 13,856. You are using only 12,000 units. The remaining units are what? The remaining units are obsolete, sir. For 12,000 units only, again you will place the order. Again 12,000 utilized, you will place the order. 12,000 utilized, you will place the order. So the ordering, the number of orders should be calculated here. In both the cases, it should be calculating using 12,000 units. Very, very important point. This is a very, very important point, right? Please try to understand. Please try to remember this thing. So number of orders will be 30 orders and 30 orders here. Is that clear, everyone? Yes. So number of orders I have calculated. Now let's try to calculate the cost. So what will be your annual purchase cost? What will be your annual purchase cost? How will you calculate the annual purchase cost? Sir, it will be 3,60,000 is the annual requirement multiplied by what is the price here? What is the price for material A? The price for material A is given here 30 rupees. This one. 30 rupees is the price given. Fine, sir. 30 rupees. Now, in case of non-EOQ, that is the current policy, 3,60,000 is the requirement. What is the price? Is the price 30 rupees? No, sir. Because why the company is ordering 15,000 units? Because they are getting a discount of 10%. So here the price is 27 rupees. It is not 30 rupees. It is 27 rupees. So that comes to 1 crore 8 lakhs. Right, and here 3,60,000 multiplied by 27 comes to 97,20,000. So this will be your annual purchase cost. So please be very careful with this particular thing, right? So this is another point that you have to be careful with, right? That in case of 15,000 units, that is the non-EOQ, that is the current policy of the company. The price here is 27 rupees, not 30 rupees, because they are getting 10% discount from the supplier, right? So this is how the annual purchase cost is to be calculated. Now, after purchase cost, let's talk about the annual ordering cost. So second we have is annual ordering cost. Now, annual ordering cost is what? The number of orders. Number of orders is how much? The number of orders is 30 orders that we have calculated here, right? Multiplied by what is the ordering cost per order. For every order, the ordering cost is given as 1200. right? So here also it is going to be 30 multiplied by 1200. So it is going to be same, sir. It is going to be same. That is 36,000 for this option, EOQ option, and for the non-EOQ option. It's going to be same. Now the annual carrying cost. Annual carrying cost. Now, annual carrying cost says what? The average inventory. Now, you will get a doubt that, sir, the average inventory, whether it should be 13,856 and 15,000 or 12,000. Now, my question is, how many units you will be carrying? Whether you will be carrying only 12,000 units or you will be using 12,000 units. Sir, if we are ordering 13,856, we will be carrying 13,856. Out of that, 12,000 we will be able to use, and remaining 1,856 will be your obsolete material. Are you clear with this? So the carrying cost is to be calculated on the number of units that you are going to carry. You will be carrying 13,856. Out of that, use 12,000. Remaining will be your obsolete, right? So it will be 13,856 divided by 2. That is average inventory. And why we do the average? Because we are not going to carry the same amount of inventory throughout, right? So multiplied by what is the carrying cost per unit? Here we have already taken, for it is 15% of 30. Fine. So it is 15% of 30 rupees. And in the second case, it will be 15,000 average inventory divided by 2 multiplied by 15% of. Are we going to take 30? No, no, no. We have to take what? We have to take 27 rupees, right? Again, you have to be very careful. Here again, you might commit a mistake. So I'm marking all those areas where you might commit a mistake, right? So please be very careful with these areas where you might commit a mistake. So carrying cost calculated, sir. What is the amount of carrying cost we are getting? What is the amount of carrying cost we will be getting, sir? 1 second. Let me shift this here so I can write carrying cost. So the carrying cost will be wait. 13,856 divided by 2, that comes to 31176. That is 31,176. And here it will be 15% multiplied by 15,000 divided by 2, 30,375. Right. Now, can I take the total of this cost? Can I take the total of these costs? Or is there any other cost which is involved here in case of material A? Think about it very carefully. Is there any other cost which is involved here? There is one more cost which is involved here, that is your obsolescence loss. Why? Because you're ordering 13,856 units. Out of that, you will be able to use only 12,000 units. The remaining 1,856 will be your loss. That loss is also to be considered. And this loss will be the annual loss. Sir, this will be for every one order. For every order, there will be a loss of 1,386. And here, for every order, there will be a loss of 3,000 units. So, you have to take one more loss here. That is obsolescence loss. Right? Obsolescence loss will be what? In case of EOQ option, it will be 1,856 because 12,000 you will be able to use. That is the 10 days consumption. The remaining will be your loss, sir. Right? Multiplied by 30 orders. Because for every order there will be a loss of 1,856. Multiplied by rupees 30. Right? So it will be 1,856 multiplied by 30, that comes to 16,70,400. 16,70,400. And here the loss will be 3,000 units multiplied by 30 orders. Because what we are calculating the annual cost, annual loss, annual obsolescence loss. This 1,856 and 3,000 is for one order. In the whole year, you are going to place 30 orders, right? Multiplied by rupees, how much? Rupees 27, not 30, right? So 3,000 multiplied by 30 multiplied by 27, that comes to 24 lakh 30,000. Now you can take the total of all these costs, right? That is 1 crore 8 lakh plus 36,000, 1 crore 8 lakhs plus 36,000 plus 31,176 plus 16 lakh 70,400. That comes to, this total cost comes to 1 crore 25 lakh 37,576. And on the other hand, 97 lakh 20,000 plus 36,000 plus 30,375 plus 24 lakh 30,000. So this will be 1 crore 22 lakh 16,375. Now, what is the requirement of the question? Read the requirement of the question very carefully. The question says, what is the savings or the loss if they go for EOQ? Now, the cost at EOQ is more or less. Sir, the cost at EOQ is more than the current policy. So here it will be a loss for the company. Here it will be a loss. What will be the loss? Loss here will be 3,21,201. There will be no savings at the EOQ. In fact, there will be a loss at EOQ. So it will be a loss of option B, 3,21,301. This is a very, very, very important part of this question. Number of orders calculation is important, and that 10 days line, that holds lot of importance, and how do you interpret that? That is going to be the key in this question, right? I hope this much is clear, absolutely clear with you people, right? So now next one, last one, what is the minimum stock level of material A? How do we calculate minimum stock level? They are focusing on material A. Minimum stock level is reorder level minus average consumption or normal consumption, average consumption multiplied by average lead time. So this is how we take, yes or no? Yes, sir. So what is your reorder level? Reorder level you have already calculated, that is 2400. Average consumption, how will you calculate? Average lead time, how will you calculate, sir? What will be your average lead time? In case of material A, it is 1 plus 2 divided by 2, right? So that comes to 1.5 days. So it comes to 1.5 days. What is the average consumption per day? Because the lead time is in days, so your consumption will be per day. So that will come to 30,000 for the whole month divided by 25, right? So 30,000 divided by 25 multiplied by 1.5, that comes to 2400 minus 2400 minus 1800, right? So it will be 600 kg. This will be your minimum stock level of A, that is option C, 600 kg. Very good case study, very, very, very good case study, right? So with this, we are done with the case study on material costing, one of the best case studies. And this case study can be asked in the form of a practical problem also, right? It can be asked. So don't think that whatever the case studies are there, it will come as a case study only. The same case study the institute can put as a practical problem. So you should be able to interpret it. You should be able to understand the small things. And the most important thing is you should be able to understand that where you people can commit mistakes. This is where it will hold the key, right? So this is all about the case study on material costing.